On that spring morning, the Sullivan household seemed like any other. Their parents, Lilly and Jack's mother and stepfather, were asleep upstairs with their 8-month-old baby sister. Sometime between 8 o'clock and 9:40 a.m., 6-year-old Lilly and her 4-year-old brother Jack were last seen. By 10:01 a.m., panic set in. A frantic 911 call was made by their stepfather, reporting that the children were gone. There were no signs of forced entry. No obvious clues of where they might have gone. Just 2 small children, vanished. The day before, the family had been seen together in a nearby Dollarama store in New Glasgow. Surveillance footage confirmed it. Everything appeared normal. But by the next morning, everything had changed. Within hours, search teams swept across the rural property and its surrounding woodlands. RCMP, drones, K9 units, and dozens of volunteers scoured the area. The community came together, clinging to hope that the children had simply wandered off and would soon be found. It was a quiet, ordinary morning in the rural community of Pictou County. Inside the Sullivan home, the children's mother and stepfather were upstairs, asleep with their infant daughter. Downstairs, 6-year-old Lilly and her 4-year-old brother Jack were starting their day. Between 8 o'clock and 9:40 a.m., they were last seen, alive, well, and in their home. But then, silence. No sounds of children playing. No sign of them heading outside. By 10:01 a.m., their stepfather made a frantic call to 911. Lilly and Jack were gone. Just 24 hours earlier, the entire family had been seen together in a Dollarama store in nearby New Glasgow. Surveillance cameras captured them shopping, smiling, normal, nothing out of the ordinary. That footage now stands as the last confirmed sighting of the children before their mysterious disappearance. As word spread, panic rippled through the tight-knit community. Search teams assembled within hours, RCMP officers, K9 units, drones, and dozens of volunteers combing every inch of forest, fields, and streams surrounding the property. Parents and neighbors held their breath, hoping it was just a case of 2 curious children wandering too far from home. But as the hours turned into days, that hope began to fade. Days turned into weeks, and the trail appeared to be growing cold, until a discovery reignited the investigation. Not far from the Sullivan home, in a patch of rural land familiar to the children, search teams uncovered a covered hole concealed beneath loose brush and soil. Inside, investigators reportedly found materials now under forensic review. Authorities have not released full details of what was recovered, but the items were carefully documented, sealed, and transported under strict chain of custody protocols. This means every step of the handling process, from collection to lab delivery, was logged to preserve evidence integrity. The location raises important questions. How could a spot so close to the home have been missed in the initial frantic search? Was it overlooked due to dense terrain, or was it deliberately concealed after the first sweeps of the area? Most critically, what does this discovery actually mean? Could it point toward foul play? Could it be linked to the children's disappearance at all, or is it a heartbreaking coincidence in a case already filled with unanswered questions? Investigators remain tight-lipped, saying only that the materials could be significant but are still undergoing analysis. In the days immediately following the disappearance, search efforts were nothing short of massive. Drones scanned the vast rural terrain from above, K9 units traced every possible scent trail, and hundreds of community volunteers joined RCMP officers in combing fields, forests, and waterways. Over 180 tips were submitted by the public, and investigators conducted more than 54 interviews, some even including polygraph examinations. But as the days turned into weeks with no trace of Lilly or Jack, the operation began to scale back. Search parties were reduced, resources redirected, and the sense of urgency slowly gave way to uncertainty. For a time, the case seemed to stall. That was until the recent discovery in the covered hole near the Sullivan home breathed new life into the investigation. Authorities have now renewed their focus on the area and are re-examining previous leads with fresh perspective. To encourage further information, the government of Nova Scotia has offered a $150,000 reward for any detail that could lead to a significant breakthrough in the case. For the family, this has been a relentless nightmare, each passing day bringing more questions than answers. On social media, the case has sparked emotional responses nationwide. Vigils, hashtags, and online campaigns continue to circulate, demanding transparency and justice. Some users express hope that the newly recovered materials may finally provide closure. Others voice frustration, asking how such a discovery could remain hidden for so long. With the materials now in the hands of forensic experts, the next steps are critical. Renewed testing will determine whether the recovered items hold DNA, fingerprints, or trace evidence that can point investigators toward a clear lead. Every fiber, every particle, is being scrutinized. This discovery raises a difficult question. Are investigators looking at a tragic accident, or does this evidence hint at something far more sinister? For months, the possibility of foul play has loomed in the background, but no direct proof has surfaced. Could this be the first tangible link? For the Sullivan family, the waiting continues. Each update brings a surge of hope, followed by the crushing weight of uncertainty. And for the community, closure feels both closer than ever, and yet still agonizingly out of reach. Is this the breakthrough everyone has been waiting for, or will this lead, like so many before it, fade into the background of a mystery that refuses to be solved? Lilly and Jack's story is far from over. Each discovery, each lead, no matter how small, brings us one step closer to the truth. But until the answers are revealed, their names must not fade, and their voices must not be silenced. If you want this story to remain in the public eye, share this video, like it, and subscribe for continued updates. Your support keeps this case alive, and your voice matters. And remember, if you know anything, no matter how insignificant it might seem, reach out to the authorities. It could be the missing piece that finally brings these children home. So, what do you think was found in that covered hole? Could it be the clue that finally solves this heartbreaking case? Or is there still more hidden in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered?